basically how you can think through your story. I know for some of us, our story needs to be told so others can be inspired. We want to tell our stories so that ultimately maybe we can write and publish our stories. And learning how to do that can be intimidating, can be tricky. It can make us second guess ourselves at times. And so I wanted to come on this live real quick just to share with you some ways in which I help people every day navigate the business and the conversation of telling their stories. Hey, Levon, good to see you in the live. Welcome, welcome. And so I wanted to hop on real quick to keep the subject just right, which is how can you learn to tell your story? How can you ultimately publish your books with ease? Good morning. And how I help, people ultimately to do this. Real quick, I am the senior publisher with KLE Publishing. So if you want to publish your book, you can go to klepub.com. Thank you, thank you. And ultimately, when you go to kayleepub.com, you can learn more about publishing. You can also learn more about how I help people to market, advertise, and sell their books. Because I know for some of us that are already published, that becomes the new landmine that we have to learn to navigate. And it's something that most of us don't like doing. Some of us don't like having to, you know, reach for a sale or tell people to buy or make an offer. And I want to encourage you, if you want to step into a business, you're going to have to overcome your ability to tell your story, your ability to know your book or your product or your story well enough where you can communicate it and help other people see the value and what you're sharing. And my goal is to show you how I do that. First, as an author, I'm published as well. I have 64 books. And the two books I'm going to share with you today are also published by me. So you know the quality of what you're going to get in these books. So I'm real excited about that. But another thing too, I want to make sure I always do is give people additional help because it's not easy doing this. And I know it because I do it too. So that's why I want to share a website with you. And yes, I am writing this backwards because I realize if I don't, you won't be able to read it. So this is klehelp.com. Okay. So if you need help with your book, I want to let you know I'm doing my E the wrong way. That's an E. Help. Okay, let me see. The P's are just okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me move this over a little bit. All right. So it's klehelp.com. I did my best, y'all. I look like a toddler writing this, but klehelp.com is ultimately how you can get help in writing and telling your story and starting the business side to your book publishing business. I want to show you how to navigate this. So if you are looking at how do I tell my story, the first book I got to share with you is Write Anything Easily. Okay. So here's the book. Take a screenshot of it. You can get it wherever books are sold. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, knock yourself out. It's published in 44,000 outlets globally. Okay. And in this book, what I'm sharing with you is everything I do as a company, as an owner, as an author. Yes, it's in color. Yes, it's easy to understand. I don't want to write a book like this to teach you how to do something if it can be easily understood. And the best part about it is when you buy the book, I'm also going to meet with you to show you how to use it. Okay. So if you are getting the book from, uh, what is it? Let me think. WriteAnythingEasily.com is probably the easiest one. So WriteAnythingEasily.com. When you go there, you will get signed copies from me and you'll get this free consultation I'm talking about now. So in this consultation, you might say, well, Krystal, what are you going to do? I'm going to show you how to see your story from a perspective that will help other people to attach to your story. Meaning, sometimes we start writing to just get our stories out there. We don't really know what we don't know. We don't know how it's going to be applicable to other people. We're just writing for therapy sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want this to be a business, it is something wrong with it because how do you know the people you're writing for is going to pick up your book? How do you know if inside your book you've actually wrote to the point you anticipated, or if you are actually writing a miss, meaning you're not really hitting the marks that you wanted? If you're a consultant, this is like your first step to people working with you. This is how people get to meet me all the time. People that don't know me all around the world meet me through books. Okay. So if you want that to be a part of your business model, okay, then I can show you how to do that and make it make sense. All right. Now, in this book, I start off with the writing process. So if you've already written your book, great. That means you can just review those chapters and just make sure it's going to do what you want it to do. Okay. So if you're like, well, I need a book review or I need someone to edit my book, inside the book is what I'm going to show you how to do yourself. Now, for a lot of people, they do want to hire someone to help them. My thing is I don't want you to hire someone that can't help you, or worse, they say they can help you, but they end up honestly charging you way more than you should spend, or you don't get out of the agreement what you should have. And when you don't know what to expect, you kind of think anything is great. But I want to show you how to measure up publishing companies, how to measure up your ghostwriter, editor, or the service providers you may want to reach out to and use. So if you are in this journey, this guide is what I recommend to anybody. Okay. Any of my clients that come to me, I gift this to them. So when they do their first consultation, to start working with me is 156 for self-publishing. So if you want to self-publish your book and get started and learn how to do this, this is the book that I give to you. Okay. The paperback books are 55 and the hardback books are 75. Okay. So same book, just different formats. But ultimately, we publish the same way, by the way. So if you want a paperback book and a hardback book, we can give you both. If you want an ebook, we do those too. Okay. But you're going to find that some books are better in print. All right. And I will even tell you, most printed books make more money than ebook. Now, there are certain people that have, hit the, mother load or the jackpot on ebooks, but those stories are far and in between. They're not as common as it may be presented, which is why we want to show you the best way to get out your book, the best way ultimately to get a return or an ROI on your investment, which is physical books. Now, I want to let you know with any business, as we all know, it is an investment. There is a risk. And someone tells you, oh, if you do this, we guarantee X, Y, X, Y. 9 out of 10, they're either buying your books for $1 on a promotion or something like that. Those are great if you want to run them as campaigns, but long term, they don't get you as far as you want them to be. Okay. And they're not as transparent in how they work as you may want or need them to be. So you know how to build a business. One of the things I realized a lot of people don't do is show you how to build a business. They'll publish your book, they'll edit your book, and they'll throw you out there and tell you good luck. But how many of you know if you don't know how to go from dreaming to paid, then you're going to have some problems on the way. This is the book I recommend. This is the book we give to all of our business clients that come to us and they want us to turn their authorship business or their service company into a bona fide business. Okay. So if you're right now at a phase where you're like, Krystal, I do need help to launch my business. I do want to understand how to market, advertise. What is a mission, client avatar, or, websites? I have all this stuff to do and I don't know how to get it done. I want to encourage you to grab this book. Okay. The book comes in paperback and hardback. You can buy them wherever books are sold. You can take a screenshot of this. You can look the book up, but it is entitled, Go from Dreaming to Paid, How to Launch Your Business Right and Ignite your purpose. Okay. Long title, but I want you to see the book because you're going to find it everywhere. All right. And inside the book, inside the book, you're going to find a couple of things that I want to share with you. One of the things you're going to find is you're going to find how to develop your mission statement, how to understand what you're wanting to sell, and how you can help other people to connect with your vision, your mission, and ultimately to get on board. Okay. Many of you may know to launch a business, you have to create a campaign. You have to create a momentum. You have to create something that people can get excited about and want to get involved with. They have to be able to see how your book is a solution. So if you're not thinking solutions and you're just thinking, just putting it out there and seeing what sticks, I want to encourage you, change your mindset, change your perspective, get on the level of your clients. A client avatar is your way of connecting with where your clients are and helping them to solve problems that they value. Okay. A lot of us are putting out things and it's great. It makes sense. It's smart. But if it's not something that people are going to go and spend money to go and solve, then it might be something that could wait. Okay. Or it might be something you need to further develop and see what is the issue that your book or your service or your product connects to that will allow you to ultimately launch a business to service people and not just service your ideas, or maybe I think this can, or maybe this should, or etc. Okay. So if you're finding that your business is struggling, I want to encourage you to consider what you are marketing. What are you putting out there? What are you putting at the forefront of your business? And is that what people really need right now, or something you hope that they would learn to love? All right. And if that's the case, then you got to know there's a learning curve. All right. Now, a few things I want to share with you too is some of the books that we've published at KLE Publishing. You can look us up at klepub.com. Okay. And on klepub.com, you're going to find that we do traditional and self-publishing services. The best thing about traditional publishing with us is that we basically offer partnership opportunities where we will invest and reduce the cost of your publishing services in exchange for a percentage share in your book. Now, this is totally optional. You don't have to, choose this route. The best thing about it is you get a partner. And for some of us, we don't want to do this all by ourselves. We want someone to basically give us professional services, but we may be all right with sharing a percentage if we can save money on getting the book out there. And that's what the plan is for. Unlike the traditional way where big publishers used to basically own your whole project, and most really well-known authors were making less than $1 per book, we don't offer deals like that at all. And the best part is we're not coming after, authors that may not make as much money as we hope for. Okay. With traditional publishers, the money that they advance to you is in advance, which means they want their money back, or they want you to keep writing until you make the money that they've invested in your projects. When KLE Publishing invests in your book as a traditional publisher, we're not treating it like that. So we're treating it as if we're making the same investment risk involved in all as you are, which I believe is one of the best differences between klepub.com and anybody else. Is most of these traditional publishers want their money back, or they want their investment back. And if not, they want to basically make you keep writing until you make it. That's not how traditional publishing works with us. Okay. Another thing that we do is self-publishing. And that's essentially when you own everything. We upload your books. We can help you to edit, format, and even ghostwrite your book as well. We get ghostwritten. I'm a senior ghostwriter, so I write a lot for other people and myself. I have 64 published books from children's categories all the way to adult categories. And I love what I do. I love writing books that I'm passionate about. And I love writing books that I believe will make a difference and impact people that read it, whether it's entertainment, self-help, faith-based, children's books. I want to show you real quick just a couple of books that we've been able to publish with KLE Publishing. This is a fictional. It's a novel. Okay. And in this book, it is about 26 pages. So if you've been looking at telling your novel and you have questions, one of the things I love is we help our authors with character development. Writing the book is great, but if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know the elements you want people to walk away with, then writing any page amount can be hard. It is hard. And I want to let you know we make it easier. This is another book that I actually published last year that I am still excited about. And book 2 is going to come out this year. It's called Dark Queen. So if you like novels, this one right here is saucy. It's energetic. It is lively, and it has a compelling story, and it will carry you. I mean, when I first started this book, I was thinking one good book and I was done. People are already asking me for the second one. So I'm finishing the second one this year, and then likely there'll be a third, but one thing at a time. This is so far is one of my longest books to date, and it's around 340 pages. So if you're like, well, Krystal, I have written, but I don't know how many pages I really have. When you have typed pages, they can turn into 1.5 to 2 times what you've written typed. Okay. So if you have 100 pages typed, you probably really have about 150 pages somewhere around there formatted. Okay. So that kind of gives you an idea. Another thing that I love doing is biographies. I do a lot of biographies, self-help books, things like that. And this is one of the books that I've published that is based on my life story. One of them anyway. I have a few, but this is one of them. And what I love about this book is there are tips that you can, teach, if you will, but it's not a teaching book in the sense that it feels like work. but it's really a journey. It's a conversation. It's a theme. And the theme is we expect the drip, or look for the drip and expect the outpour. And I know for a lot of us, we're like, man, I don't know how to expect the best out of my business when I'm struggling to make it, when I'm struggling to live. And I want to encourage you, if you've been struggling, with your business, with your concepts, this is a really good book. You can take a picture of it. You can get it wherever books are sold. You can also go to authorklee.com and order a signed copy if you like from the author. And yes, it's a really good book, but it takes you through the journey of the advancement of starting something from nothing and then grossing it over 100K a year. So good story. Another one is this one. This one is a prayer. It's a prayer book ultimately. But in the book, there are 30 prayers. It's about 150 pages. Okay. And ultimately, there's a paragraph that explains the prayer. And then it's definitely a prayer that was typed up as I was praying it. So when I first started doing this series, the Father told me, he wanted me to write a book that had 365 prayers in it. So I'm thinking all of them will fit in one book. But when I started writing, I quickly realized these prayers ain't gonna fit in one book. So I want to just show you how many books basically I started this book series last year in June. And this March, I completed all 12, and it looks like this. So for some of us, the reason why we're struggling is because we're trying to put all of this in one book. Okay. And when I realized, okay, Krystal, this is really like 12 individual books. Each of these books are 150 pages, and they basically consist of subjects that are heavily searched, just honestly things that people need. As an ordained chaplain and minister, I wanted to find a series that I could give back to people. And this is the series, this is the book. If you are in need of prayer or just help, I wanted to have something you could go to. And as people purchase books from the Call to Pray series, we actually give away free digital books, and we translate the book into 12 languages. Oh, four more to go. We did English, so we have Spanish, German, French, and Portuguese still to go. So when people order that book, they're also supporting a ministry. They're supporting a whole concept. So if you want to learn more about the book, take a look at them and see all of 365 prayers, you can go to a call to pray series.com and you can check out all 12 books. And you will get signed copies. You do get free digital books when you buy physical books. And when you buy physical and digital books, you get audiobooks free. So it's a whole lot that goes with the series, and it's all about thanking you for seeing the vision I had with the series. Now, children's books. I know children's books are a real big hot item, with our company, KLE Publishing. If you're wondering, you can Google it and look it up, or you can go to klepub.com. And this right here is one of the latest books. This one is selling in the United States and Germany, I believe, and it's based on my now teenage daughter named Kata. And it's about a car show that we went to and she went to in the book and the things that we experienced. So I want to show you how your real stories can turn into phenomenal books that can sell all around the world. Our goal is that, right? But sometimes making it happen can be a challenge. So this is actually her going to the car show and seeing the car that we had in the book, which I thought was such a good touch. So when it was over at the printer, I actually pulled the book, added those pictures to the back last minute, and then I finalized the publish. So that's a good part about publishing books. You can always add to them. You can always further develop them. So don't beat yourself when you're going through the process, thinking that it has to be perfect on the first swing. It could take you a couple. When I did this book right here, I did it for early readers. So if you have an early reader that needs to learn, cat, fat, sat, bat, all of that, in this book, there are 70 sight words. And my 4-year-old son at the time was the reason I wrote it. It's because I wanted to teach him these vocabulary words, but I didn't want to give him a boring story. I wanted to give him one that made sense. I wanted to give him one that excited him. And honestly, he learned to read from this book. So if you have a toddler or a young person that you're wanting to read, if you're a school teacher, you want to donate a good book, really good book. The name of this one is The Old Man Sam and His Cat. And I encourage you to take a picture of it, order it wherever you want to buy books. Good story, great graphics. I mean, one of the things I love about Kelly Publishing is we work to make the graphics work with your story. Okay. Yes, we can make the characters look like you and your children if you like. We can also make the characters look like, you know, a version of you if you don't want it to be a direct replica. So this is another book that I wrote called "Why You Got an F." Back in the day, grades were very, graded like this. I know in some people's school districts it's numbers now, but I do put numbers in the book so students know a number one or two and etc. if they're on a different rating scale than the letter system. And in this book, we actually took my story and applied the graphics to make the book make sense. I wanted children to find an interest in reading and understanding the ability to apply themselves to earn a grade. Grades are not given, they're earned. And as soon as children start realizing, thank you so much. When children start realizing that, oh my goodness, I earned an F. What do you mean? I thought everybody gets a trophy. I thought everybody gets an A because they showed up or they tried or they made it look like they tried. I want to let you know that the world doesn't work the way that sometimes we lead an example. So, yes, children need to know what it feels like to feel disappointed. It's a good thing. It's a good thing when your children are bothered by their conduct, their attitude, or their lack of progress, because this makes them develop grit. Too often, we celebrate children giving up or giving out or wanting to be coddled for too long or too much, and we make them wimps with social issues or developing themselves. And so I wanted to create a book that will build their self-esteem, yes, but also build their grit. Okay, so if you have children that are honestly and it's different reasons too. So like in the book one, the young man doesn't want to wear his glasses, which is a legitimate reason. I know from back in the day we did the same thing, and I want to let him know he's not the only one that did not want to wear his glasses, but it's costing him. So you want to be concerned with how people see you, but you're suffering yourself. So I wanted to show that. Another thing is some of us have different learning abilities. So one of the ladies in the book has a IEP. And for some of us that are growing through that, we may want to lean on that as our excuse. But one of my clients who also is deaf, legally deaf, her children all had an IEP. All of them graduate from college and all of them are doing well. So I want to show you that sometimes the things we use as our excuse or our past might not be the things we want to encourage our children to hold on to if it's going to block their future. Okay. Now, two other books I want to share with you real quickly that we also publish a lot of is devotionals. I did this book first, 21 Days to Bless the Work of My Hands. And you can take a picture of it. You can order it wherever books are sold. If you like it, you can look it up for sure. And in this book, I wanted to show people how to see how they are essentially delaying themselves in this 21-day devotional and experience. In these books, they are in color. I believe devotionals, honestly, they're more engaging. They pull people in, they make people want to finish them. Okay. When they feel the reward system of daily doing things. Yes, you can do these as ebooks, but personally, I think some books are just best done in paperback. Why? Because people want to write in this. People want to tell their stories. People need to go back and reflect. It's hard to go back and reflect when you don't have something you can pick up and just peruse. It's something that happens when you see something in your own handwriting. And so I want to encourage us. Sometimes the basics are the best. Okay. But I want to encourage you can develop them. You can do devotionals differently, but I personally like them in paperback. And so I wanted to do this one as well. This one is 21 Days to Break Chains because what I realized, yes, both of these books are unisex, meaning men or women can use either one or both of them. But I do realize design can be a issue when you're selling books. Some people won't buy books because they look feminine and they may be masculine, or they may give these books away because they're like, oh, this is a woman's book. But no, butterflies are universal. But for some people that may struggle with that, I wanted to also offer a book that is more balanced in gender roles or gender, ideals. So when you're developing your cover, you may want to consider, is my cover applicable to men and women if that's your audience? If you are catering to women, you may not want a strong masculine cover. You might want something that has more of a feminine approach. So in working with the right publisher, they're going to help you develop the right books. As you can see, I did this one in color as well. Both of these books are nearly 200 pages. So I believe that quality content, make sure you are pricing your books effectively because they cost more to print in color. Also, quality. All of my books, especially the ones you write in, are going to have heavier paper. Because why? I want you to be able to write in it and it not bleed to the other page or the ink to make it look all wet and ripply. And that's because the paper weight isn't strong enough. So we're considering the things that our authors aren't thinking about to make sure the books won't tear up, to make sure the books last. I know a lot of people buy books and they're like, oh, that book's expensive and I don't know why. For us, it's going to be quality. Okay. So if you want to put out a quality devotional, a quality, book of poetry, I've done a lot of those lately. I'm doing more of them. So I'm excited about that. Another thing too, that I want to encourage you about is the Embrace Your Crown series. Okay. Now, if you have not checked out this series, there are 3 books in this series that we published, and you can go to embraceyourcrown.com. And what I realized is a lot of people are struggling with their business because they're struggling with themselves. And if you are struggling with believing you're good enough, believing you got it, believing you can, or you're not seeing the results from your effort, then I want to encourage you to check out the Embrace Your Crown series. Okay. And this one, I help essentially coach people through telling their stories, developing their stories and their confidence before we even get to publishing. Okay. So if you're wondering, where can I start? If you have not started writing yet, I want to encourage you, embraceyourcrown.com, grab one of these books, or you can buy them wherever books are sold. Okay. Just look up Embrace Your Crown. And when you do, you'll see these 3 books. And they're going to deal with 3 specific topics. One is how to overcome heartbreak. Another one is how to come unbelief. And the third one is how to sharpen your focus. Because likely one of those 3 areas is where you're at. And I want to help you to ultimately get over that hump so we can get you published. It's hard to publish a book and you don't know what the story is, right? It's hard to write the story if you're not confident in the story. All right. So all 3 of these books are going to bless you. You can get them in any order. Or if you need help, you can also send me a message, send me a DM. If you haven't followed me yet, be sure to do that. If you have questions, again, about writing or publishing or turning your ideas into a business, I would love to help you. And the way I can help you is you can go to klehelp.com. Okay, real simple, klehelp.com. And when you go to klehelp.com, we're going to help you where you are. Okay, so if you need help with writing, publishing, coaching or consulting for your business, or just getting everything organized, we can help you do that. And we do publish books typically in 90 days or less, right? We do offer payment plans. So if you do want to take advantage of that, you can. Again, we offer self-publishing and traditional publishing where we actually partner with you and give you a reduction on publishing fees for those of you who have an interest in that. All right, Jacob, I do see you and I want to thank you for being on the live. Everybody that's been on this live, I want to thank you as well. Thank you for those who have followed during the live. And I got to jump because I have to go to the gym, family gym, y'all help me. But anyway, I want to make sure I did give you guys this powerful message that I believe will encourage you to write and tell your stories, but also to launch your business just right. So until my next live, you all have a wonderful day, a blessed one, and I look forward to servicing you soon. To connect with me, you can go to klehelp.com. You can see all of our services. And if you're particularly interested in publishing, go to klehub.com. All right. Till the next